I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey, dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
Have you joined the fastest growing fantasy motorsports app yet? On Grid Rival, you can join leagues with your friends and manage your own fantasy team on what race fans are calling, hands down, the best fantasy motorsport app out there. F1 and MotoGP leagues are now live for the 2021 season. Joining a league on Grid Rival will make every race more exciting, more engaging, and of course, more competitive. Download Grid Rival now on your iPhone or Android smartphone. Grid Rival is an unofficial application and not associated with Formula One, MotoGP, or any of their athletes.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another night of iRacing content here on the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham. It is a pleasure to have you joining us alongside Mr. James Watson. And I'll tell you what here, James, this one is going to be fun. Iowa Speedway is always epic in these race cars.
This race is going to be absolutely stupid. Like, I've run 4 races already this week, and everyone has been the best pack race you can absolutely imagine. We are going to have the top guys in the series nose to tail in like a 12-car pack lap after lap. This is going to be amazing. And like you said, Iowa has never failed to disappoint. I'll never forget Everett and Greg Seitz going wheel to wheel for like the last 20 laps of the race straight. Like, we are in for a spectacular show.
Yeah, and tonight's race is going to be a special one for us here. Several of the drivers in the race have reached out to us, and we are proud to get on board with this. Tonight, we are going to be donating every penny worth of Super Chats, everything that comes in via YouTube, Twitch, Venmo at National Racing Network, PayPal at National Racing Network for the entirety of the broadcast. Every penny of it is going to go to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. and one of the 7 charities that they are supporting that is directly helping the people of Ukraine. This is a pretty scary time that we live in right now. We're going to do our best to provide as much support as we possibly can for these folks. Picking up Chris Kresge as he finishes his qualification run. He's going to move up to 5th on the board. Going to be David Porcelli, currently at the top of the board, 21.150 seconds. 21.210 for Chris Preston, Andrew Berry, J.W. Miller, Chris Kresge, your top 5. As always here, James, when we get to the ovals, we get some different names at the front of the board.
Yeah, we got a couple people we haven't seen. I mean, Rob, I'm not even going to attempt to murder that poor man's name. He's Andrew's teammate. First time we're seeing him up here. Got Bo Rigger, haven't seen much of him before. And then all the usual ones. The biggest thing about oval races is you see numbers attributed to drivers that you're like, yeah, no, they're not that number. Like
Ed Samborski
is the 23 car. Yeah.
Yes.
His rating is not accurate in oval by far. There needs to be they take a 2 or a 3 off, and then you have the number he really should have.
We're going to pick up Ted Burns here in the 5, and as you can see, in the number 6, a lot of cars are running the uccn.org tribute livery. We are also working on getting the link up at our website. It'll be available at ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com. That will link you directly to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. This is going to be, quite frankly, not a lot of fun trying to call this race tonight, James. About half the field, it sounds like, are going to be in identically painted race cars.
It is going to be a little difficult for us, but
worth every bit of it.
Yep, you absolutely love to see it.
We are looking forward to this show in a pretty big way here. So get the super chats in. We will still put your comments up on the screen, but head over to uccn.org/charities, or if you send them in to us via super chats, Nits, I believe it is, on Twitch. That will also be a way that you can help support the people of Ukraine here as well. Field is getting ready to get out onto the pit lane. And we are going to have I'll tell you what, man, this is going to be a show. That is for sure. Let's do this one. Let's get you the overhead look here from high atop the Iowa Speedway and show you the starting grid for tonight's race. Starting on the pole for this one will be New Jersey's David Porcelli, lining up alongside Everett Paddock out of the Midwest. Everett has not had, quite frankly, the typical season for him, but we'll talk about that one in just a moment here as we get to recapping the point standings. Chris Preston, Kylo Ciacelli on row number 2. Andrew Berry, John Bedifer on row number 3. Bedifer entering the race this evening as the series points leader. Row number 4 will have Nagisa Yoshikawa and J.W. Miller. Row 5, Chris Kresge and Ed Samborski. Current runner-up in the points, Ted Burns, going to start this race from 11th tonight. He has some work to do if he's going to get towards the front, and he will be lining up alongside Jason Owens in position number 12. Row number 7 will have New York's Jason Paydu and Illinois' Mike Holler. Row 8, Graham Sanders and Bo Rigor. Rigor? We'll figure it out. Excuse me. Graham Sanders, a little bit uncharacteristic here, starting that far back in the field. Row 9, Carlos Villa and Rob Hybrigst? Sure. Sorry, Rob. Row number 10, Darren Fahey and Kalen Martin. Row 11, Frank Wynn and Wes Shire. Row number 12, Eric Hunter and Steven C. Thompson. You see that right. 24 cars, 48 entries making up the official entry list tonight. I'll tell you what here, James. I don't know that the gap is able to be made up. But John Bedifer and Ted Burns separated by not much in the point standings. 1563 for your points leader, 1519 for runner-up Ted Burns. 44 points in 2 races is what's separating these guys at the front. We are in for a show.
Yeah, a lot of it is going to depend on what Ted does here tonight, because John got the win in the 7:15 slot, which was 5 under 3K SOF. So Ted's going to need a good finish here, and then he needs to show out next finale.
Field making their way off at turn number 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Iowa. One lap quickly in the books. 59 more to go here at Iowa. Good battles throughout the field. Big wreck at the front of the field. Oh, my goodness. Everett Paddock, huge incident. David Porcelli going to be involved as well. Kylo Ciacelli, Eric Hunter looks to be involved. That was huge in turn 2.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Get you the instant replay on this one. See what happened to your race leader. Man, car just snapped around. Several cars going to be involved here. Everybody scatters down to the inside of the racetrack.
Man, Nagasa just barely made it through that.
Oh, man, what a heartbreaker. Let's go on board here. And we'll pick up, let's see here. Let's go on board with Kylo Ciacelli.
Man, nothing he could do. Kylo has had some awful luck this week. He's been wrecked out in pretty much every race he's done so far but one. And the one that he wasn't wrecked out, his connection died while running third.
Yeah, that is not the way you want to start this race. And I tell you what, the other big name who was caught up in that, Andrew Berry, having a big-time issue there as well as a part of that one. Andrew has been utterly dominant on the ovals thus far this season. Take a look back here a little bit deeper in the pack. Andrew up on the top side of the racetrack. And once again, he's another one just nowhere to go. Right front corner, torn off that race car. Oh, then he got another hit.
Who is that?
That's Graham Sanders that got caught up in that one. Oh, and Sanders flips it back over. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Sanders has to take the tow. Kalen Martin also towing in. So now currently sitting pit side, David Porcelli, Andrew Berry, Everett Paddock, Kylo Ciacelli, and Kalen Martin. May have been Kalen Martin that had to take the tow.
I think Graham was the one behind Andrew.
Yeah,
and
that's
Kalen
what it looks like. And man, this will shake things up in a huge way. Okay, the comments are starting to come in hot and heavy here.
Oh, Lord.
Mike McCullen, $9.99 super chat. Loving all these liveries of support. Thank you very much, sir. Alex Mariani also checking in with $10. So $19 already heading off to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. It's actually 7 charities that they work with, and they're handling all of that. Lena Ling checking in saying, sounds like bees. Yeah, a little bit. I'll take that one. Let's see here. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car. We're going to run the ad here on Twitch so you can get as much live content here as you possibly can. Kylo saying, I think it might be time to retire. Sometimes the luck is just not there with you. So John Betaford going to bring the field back to green. Chris Preston will line up right behind. The start looks very good. Top 2 get away. J.W. Miller out of third. He's going to lead the train. Great restart down to the inside. I think that's Ted Burns. It's one of the Ukrainian flag-colored cars, and without being able to see numbers, I am completely lost in who these guys are.
We're just going to trust timing and scoring.
That is correct.
It doesn't let us down.
In a very big way. Rod Eskew saying, took this week off. Nice to watch this one live. Well, thank you very much for hanging out with us. And remember, everybody, all the super chats that come in tonight, any new memberships that come in, all that money is going to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England for them to distribute to the people of Ukraine, and quite frankly, however they see fit. So we thank you all for your support. Mike McCullen, Alex Mariani, we appreciate it. Race finally getting a couple of laps in the books here. Now working lap number 9. And James, now we're starting to see just a little bit of settled down, I think, here. The problem is that's really only long enough for them to pack up again.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that it packs up so quickly. You don't have any time to breathe. So having to figure out what you need to do and what's going on around you, it's ridiculously tough right now. And watch out when they get really close, because we might see a little bit of argy-bargy, because the cars behind are going to have to check up a little bit because they're going to get the run on the car ahead. The car behind them may not see that they have to check up, and we could see a melee that way. Almost happened a few times in the 7:15 slot.
Well, the other issue that, I mean, you can't ignore it. The reality of things is netcode is a very real thing that is going on here. So that's something else that, you sort of just have to keep an eye out on.
Yeah, and they are going to be really close, especially when they start getting side by side and you start pinching the car on the inside, because the middle line is king. It is going to be really hard to pass on the inside. Unless you have a good car and you can pull the slider, it's going to be really tough making a pass on the inside. So the cars on the outside, they're going to be pinching the inside car pretty good.
See, we're going to focus on this car here for just a second. Wes Shire running in the 13th position, running a different sort of tribute livery to the Ghost of Kiev. Sounds like there's some stories coming out of this conflict of a Ukrainian fighter pilot with 6 air-to-air kills already of invading Russian forces. Seeing somebody down to the inside. That was Andrew Berry coming to a stop. So very cool paint scheme there for Wes Shire as well. But we're going to go back to the front here. Pick up. It was your top 4. Now it's more like your top 7. All going to be in a line here. A lot of very smart drivers out here, James. Is there a lot of reason to try to go after the lead, or are you better off to just try to settle in?
At this point, yeah, it's really just best to settle in. In theory, we probably won't see a whole lot of movement until about 20 to go. And keep an eye on that 3rd place car. This is JW's home track. He wants this win bad, and he's gonna do everything he can to make it happen.
the other one you kind of can't forget here as well. This race is going to be over in a hurry. We're barely 13 minutes into this thing, and we're almost to the 1/3 mark. So you're talking about a 40, 42-minute race here, and that's including a big wreck caution flag early in this race. They're ticking laps off at 21 and change seconds and setting best laps of the race while they're doing it here.
Yeah, you need to be careful and pay attention, because if you're not watching, go time may just pass you up.
Okay, we did just confirm the link is working as well. If you would prefer to donate directly, ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com will take you directly to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. Thank you, everybody, for your support on that. Looking a hair deeper in the field. This is Jason Owens, kind of mid-pack here. Ted Burns just ahead, Nagisa Yoshikawa, Chris Kresge, and Mike Holler right behind. Interesting that John Bedifer has opened up a bit of a lead here at the front of the field. We'll swing back around. The lead is up to a half second for Bedifer. Could this be Chris Preston, J.W. Miller, maybe doing a little bit of tire saving here?
I definitely think that's a possibility. Tires have been getting shredded this week. Like, having guys like Wes and J07, guys that are normally easy on their tires, they're ending up with like 20% left on the right front after a race distance. So it's really smart to just stay calm, stay back, let laps tick off, and then go after.
Jason Owens looking inside of Nagisa Yoshikawa in the battle for the 6th position. They get a little bit close off of turn number 4. Just back behind, another good pack of race cars here. These guys have been side by side for most of this race. Man, we got to come right back up here, though. Nagisa able to hold off Owens, and in fact, Chris Kresge coming around Jason Owens. He's going to be up to the 7th position. And we do have some big movers as we approach the halfway point here. Wes Shire is up 9 spots from where he started this race. Rob Hoybreaks? Rob, I'm sorry. Come race with us more and tell me how to say your name, because I want to say your name right. But we'll just say Rob in the 16. Hebregsty? I have no idea.
That's what I'm good. That's my guess.
Hebregsy. Sure. Rob Hebregsy's up 8 to run in the 10th position. Ed Samborski, Ted Burns up 6 apiece. They currently run in the 4th and 5th positions. Kresge looking to the outside of Yoshikawa off of 4. That's a big move, just back behind. Couple of cars side by side. That's the 16, the 10, and the 3. Wes Shire right at the back of that battle. I would imagine for a guy like Wes, he's carrying the number 3 as the 3rd highest oval I-rated driver in the field. Probably a little bit frustrating to be back in the pack like this when we're used to seeing Wes up at the front when it comes to the TNT Shock Series.
Yeah, I had to do a double take when I saw the starting grid. Wes only getting qualifying 22nd. That is horrible by his standards.
Chris Kresge just setting the fastest lap of the race at a 21.201. Kresge currently running in the 6th position. And again, to recap, huge incident on lap number 2 in turn 1. taking out Andrew Berry, David Porcelli, Kylo Ciacelli, Everett Paddock, and Kalen Martin. A lot of very big names in this field going to be relegated to the back. We talked about Everett Paddock not having the kind of season he's accustomed to having here in the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. Everett currently sitting 5th in points.
Whoa!
Wow. Whoa, that was big.
JW in the wall.
Yeah, sliding back here. Pick up J.W. Miller. Take a look and see what happened. Actually, going to be next lap around, I believe, for JW here, but oh, he got a little bit of help and looks like maybe some net code going on there as well.
Oh, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah, that's not a fun spot to be in. Carlos Villa right there as well. Man, Villa sliding right up onto the left rear tire of J.W. Miller.
I'm impressed JW is able to continue. That looked like a pretty tough lick on the outside wall.
How about Chris Kresge showing some speed here? Working to the outside of Ted Burns. He's going to be up to the 4th position. Kresge, no stranger to open wheel cars in Iowa Speedway. The RIL runs here a ton. Chris runs the Indy cars when they are here. Very, very quick on the ovals. No surprise to see Kresge running towards the front of this one.
He has been fast all week. I am not surprised that he's up here in a podium spot.
Caution is out. Yellow flag on the speedway.
Who biffed?
I can't really tell here. I'm going to start running the cars backwards here through the field, but I don't see anybody coming down pit lane and not getting an update here on timing and scoring either. Field having to check up in a big way down the back straightaway to get lined up for the pace car. Honestly, not sure who that could have been.
Debris caution?
It's an interesting one, but how about this one? How's this for strategy calls? Jason Owens, Mike Holler, J.W. Miller, Wes Shire, Graham Sanders, Frank Wynn, Eric Hunter, Stephen Thompson, Jason Paydu, all heading down pit road. 20 to go. They're going to restart right about the 10th or 11th position. What are your thoughts here in terms of putting on a fresh set of Cooper tires here, James?
I don't hate this call for these guys. I do not hate this strategy one bit. When you're kind of stuck mid-pack, you have no other choice. Now this gives them an opportunity to really fight through the field. I think, especially for JW, allowing him to come in and get whatever damage he might be dealing with fixed. This is a really good strategy call. Are they going to get the win from this? Still need to make a lot of moves, but they're putting themselves in pretty good position here.
Have to say a huge thank you to Valerie Gravel for checking in, a $10 super chat heading to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England, And again, you can visit ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com at any time. It's going to take you directly to the Cultural Center's page, and you can make your donations there if you would prefer as well. But again, every penny that is coming in the door here from super chats, new memberships, all that kind of stuff, going directly to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. Biggest thing you can do, give the video a like and a share, get it out on Facebook, the Tweeter box, Instagram, whatever the heck you use. The more people that see this, the more money we're going to try to raise, because there's a lot of people that are going to need a lot of help in the Ukraine. So now, James, we are down to inside of 20 laps to go here. I think we're going to have one more lap behind the iRacing safety car, so it'll be down to 18 to go when we take the green flag. It's an interesting pit call here for Jason Owens, Mike Collar. These guys may have a shot to try to take tires and use it to their advantage. Are they relying on help, though, a little bit as well? Because the reality of things is, even with, there's no green-white checkers in this one, you're going 60 laps for the distance. So even if you get a little bit of yellow help from some leaders wrecking, you're still not down to not that many laps to go here.
Yeah. They're going to need a lot of breaks to get the win. They're going to be able to make up a decent amount of ground with those fresh tires, but it's just so hard to pass them.
So field is going to get the 1 to go signal. And there will be a special tribute coming up after this race as well. You will definitely want to hang out to see that one. That will be before we do the victory lane interviews. So let's reset the field here. John Badiford, Chris Preston, Chris Kresge, Ed Samborski, and Ted Burns, your top 5. Nagisa Yoshikawa runs 6th. Rob Hebriggs? Sure. Rob runs 7th. He's your hard charger, up 11. Bo Rigor runs 8th. Darren Fahey 9th. And Carlos Villa completes the top 10. With the exception of Preston and Yoshikawa, everybody in the top 10 is up at least 5 positions from where they qualified for this race. The green flag goes back in the air. It's a great start for Badiford. Ted Burns coming around. Ed Samborski for the 4th position. No real surprise there, as Burns and Samborski are teammates. Nagisa Yoshikawa having a look here on Ed Samborski as well. He's going to be up on the top side of the racetrack. Yoshikawa gets himself up inside the top 5. J.W. Miller trying to fight back after the incident that got him up into the outside safer barrier. Now moving himself up to the 12th position. And I'll tell you what, James, it's going to be hard to look away from the front here. Down to 15 laps to go. This is going to start packing up in a big-time hurry here.
Yeah, this is just like a usual road course race. There's so many battles up and down the track, we don't know which one to watch.
Chris Kresge really going to work here. Trying to make the outside lane work. Nothing quite there yet. Now Chris Preston slides up the racetrack. He's going to try to take some of the air off the front of Kresge's machine. J.W. Miller just set the fastest lap of the race. So obviously no damage on that race car. 21.182. The quick time there for J.W. Miller. Here's the battle for the lead. Preston to the inside. Badiford to the outside into 1. Man, that 3-car fight is going to be about 7 cars deep here in just a moment.
Yeah. Oh, man. Whoa, Kresge got so close to the wall.
And a little bit of a surprise here. Jason Owens has not been able to make those new sneakers work to his advantage. Only up to the 9th position. He's going to need a bunch of help now at this point if he wants to win this race.
They keep racing close like this. They may get it. Oh, boy.
Yeah, the other part of that, though, is he needs it quick. Because the race can end under the caution flag. And if you get a caution with 5 to go, you are very likely not going to get a restart. Does that change your calculus if you're a guy like Chris Kresge who wants to be ahead? You don't want to set yourself up to be a sitting duck, but the problem is, there we go, we got one up into the wall.
I think that was Rob.
Yeah, that was Rob falling back through the field now. The problem is if you're Kresge and a caution flag comes out at this point, you may not, or at least if you're down there in that 5-6 to go range, you may not get a shot to even try to take the lead.
Yeah, it's go time. It is go time 100%. And you can tell he's not wasting any time. He's trying to do everything he can to get by that Geodesa car.
It'll be 5 to go next time by. Everybody inside the top 8, all single file. Trouble on the racetrack for Beau Rigor. He has an issue, able to clear off to the inside of the racetrack. We stay green. Kresge now all over the back end of John Badefer. Man, that battle for third is really starting to heat up as well. Preston Burns, Fahey, Samborski. Kresge still not close enough to attempt the pass. And at this point, I don't know that the outside lane is going to work. Kresge may have to force that door open to the inside.
He may need to throw a slider here. Oh, he's got to run. He's got to run. Well, he had to run.
He elects not to take it, I think. Backs it off just a little bit. He's going to try to get a big run here down the front straightaway. 2 to go here at Iowa. Kresge all over the rear wing of John Badefer. White flag is out, 1 to go. Darren Fahey making the big dive on Chris Preston. He's going for third. Badefer going to throw a little bit of a block down the back straightaway. Kresge going to get the run to the outside of the racetrack. Tries to cross him under off of turn number 4. It won't work. Checkered flag is in the air. John Badefer gets the win at Iowa, but man, that was significantly closer than I thought it would be. And Frank Wynn having an issue.
I just got to say, look at Darren in third. Darren brings home the podium. Oh, my God, that is amazing. And he didn't even think he'd make top split. And look at that.
Darren Fahey putting up a shocker. How about gaining 16 positions?
What an amazing run. Oh, I'm so happy for him. That is amazing.
Now, we talked about this a little bit here during the pre-race, but several of these cars that were running the Ukraine Tribute liveries setting up a missing man formation. That is customary in the military to have that, well, the space missing in formation. A lot of support, a lot of love for the people of Ukraine tonight. Thank you very much to everybody who donated over the course of the stream. Remember, you can visit ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com. That will take you directly to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England, and they'll be able to facilitate your donations as well. Everything that came in here tonight looks like $29.99 will be heading off to them. Have to say a huge thank you to Mike Collar and all the guys out there who organized that tribute for us tonight as well. A lot of work went into this over the course of the day today. And thank you, everybody, for doing that. And hopefully we're able to do a very small part in this one as well. But with that, it is time to get ready to do some victory lane interviews here, and we are going to start them off with our race winner tonight, John Badifer. Let's bring John up here into the booth with us. And man, I'll tell you what, John, the first lap carnage happened not too far in front of you. How did you escape that? And then tell us about the rest of the race from where you were seeing it in the driver's seat.
Yeah, that was quite the scare. I just saw a car go sideways, and on the exit of the corner, I feel like they always just kind of wash up the track. So I just tried to get on the brakes and not lock up and go underneath them. So I was able to do that, and then just try and hit my marks throughout the rest of the race to stay ahead.
You had an interesting challenger tonight in Kresge, who Chris is a guy that we don't normally see here on the SOF races, and carrying the number 20. So have you raced him a lot? Was there any expectation of what he might try late in the race, or were you really kind of flying blind there?
Yeah, definitely flying blind. I had not raced him recently that I can remember, so I wasn't exactly sure what his plan was. He got to me pretty quick with probably 4 or 5 laps left, and so I could tell a couple times he was letting up, so I didn't know if he was waiting for that last lap. So I defended the inside going into 3 and 4, and just I was able to hold on to it. I don't know if he was just trying to hang on for a second or what the deal was, but I was happy that I was able to hold him off.
Yeah, and ultimately that finish was significantly closer than what you might have thought here, crossing the line by less than a car length. But I'll tell you what, it was a very good win, and one that will, I can't say definitely, but very likely seal up a championship for you here. Entering the night with a 44-point lead, 47, whatever it was, point lead over Ted Burns. You've had a fantastic week thus far. Getting a little bit confident here as we get ready to head off to Road Atlanta for the finale?
Not really. I mean, Graham is still, Road Atlanta, anything can happen, and Graham's still right there. I think his drop week is a pretty significant one. So if he has a really good finish, it'll be neck and neck. And same thing with Ted. I think he has a pretty significant drop if he has a good week as well. So it's all about just going into next week, trying to have a solid finish, and let the cards fall where they may.
All right, John. Well, congratulations once again here on picking up a pretty big win at the Iowa Speedway. Let's make sure you get all those sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you out of here.
Yeah, thanks to all the guys at Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. We had a pretty solid turnout here tonight for this race, just kind of having some fun. And then I'd like to thank Wave Italy, Omologato, and GSI.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you checking in here and hanging out with us for just a minute. And let's now bring in our runner-up tonight, Mr. Chris Kresge. I'll tell you what, Chris, that was a hell of a run. You entered the night as the number 20, qualified 9th, and had a fantastic run to get up to P2. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I didn't even know if I was going to make this race. I walked in my front door at 9:12. I was out with friends, and I was trying to make it back in time, so I'm really glad I did.
Yeah, it seemed like you were able to make the high line work a little bit more than some of the other drivers were throughout the race. Was that something that just running a little bit more downforce, or what was it, or just confidence in the car?
Yeah, definitely confidence. I had a really good setup, and I want to thank Wes for the good setup there. But I ran a couple races this week. I felt confident in the high line. Actually, the low line is where I was afraid to run. I was really afraid to go low. I got loose several times in other races, and so stuck with the high line, and yeah, really made it work.
Well, I'll tell you what, bud, congratulations on that one. Make sure you get the plugs in for the RIL leagues that you are a big part of, and any other sponsor shouts and thank yous that you want to get in here.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, the RIL, the Revolution Indy League, we just finished up our IndyCar season yesterday, but we are doing Lotus 79s starting March 9th, and we're also doing something called Thunderdome, which is the Pro 2 lights on road courses. It's just a little fun series. That's also March 9th, and that'll run all the way till June when we start our IndyCar League back up, and you can check it out at rilracing.com. And I also want to thank Schaefer's Oil for supporting me. And I think that's about it.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to hang out with us here. And we're actually going to have 2 more interviews to go here. And one of them is a guy who absolutely epic run here tonight. Darren Fahey, how about Hard Charger gaining 16 positions over the course of the race? It seemed like this was a tough place to pass tonight. How in the heck did you gain 16 spots?
I was just patient. Yeah, just watch ahead and pick your mark, pick your timing.
Man, I tell you what, it seemed like you must have had a fantastic setup on that car then, because watching the move here that you made on Chris into turn 1, late in the race, that is a very confident move to make, knowing where that bump is off of turn 2, and quite frankly, how many cars were just evil loose down there on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Yeah, I felt totally comfortable with the car. I don't make the setups myself. Wes is kind enough to help me out there, so thanks to Wes for giving me a car that I could drive.
Well, there you go. Two guys inside the top 3 running the Wes Shire setup. Probably not real comforting for Wes, knowing he finished 15th tonight. But I'll tell you what, Darren, hell of a run tonight. Congratulations on getting the podium, and let's make sure you get any sponsor shouts and thank yous in before we let you go here.
I'd just like to thank the TNT guys. They've started ovals in this car, and their help and guidance and coaching has been awesome. They're really friendly and have got me to where I am.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much, and we'll vouch for them. They spend a good bit of time hanging out with us here. You see them every other Tuesday night, I guess it is, here for a good long while. One more interview that we are going to do tonight, and it is with Mike Holler. Mike put together the tribute liveries that were run here tonight, and quite frankly got us the information on the link to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. Mike, thank you. Absolutely fantastic work. The missing man formation looks spectacular. and trying to do as much fundraising as we can for the people of Ukraine.
Yeah, thank you, Chris and James for sharing and plugging that throughout. Really appreciate that. Really grateful to everyone that came out to run the livery, all the support that I got for this, and it's an incredible amount of support. I hope that everyone has a chance to check out that link that's on the side of the cars. We're focusing on Ukraine here, but I know people and have friends that are on both sides of this, and really it's all the citizens that are losing out, regardless of what their nationality is. And I just hope that this can come to an end quickly.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We're seeing the videos of the protests all across Russia that have taken place this evening as well. This is very much a war of government, not war of people. But hopefully we can do a little bit of good. $29.99 coming from our chat revenue tonight. That will be going off to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England here very shortly. Just very, very cool thing that you've done. And also the links will stay up pretty much indefinitely at this point. Ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com. That will take you directly to the Cultural Center of the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England as well. So, Mike, thank you very much. Awesome tribute. And let's make sure you get any other thank yous that you want in here as well before we let you go.
I just want to thank, everyone who's out and reporting this and bringing to light what's happening on both sides, bigger than all of this, and everybody here, and really appreciate that everyone showed the support that they did, and I hope people will have everyone in their thoughts tonight and as we go through this.
All right, Mike, thank you very much here. Let's we may or may not have Mr. James Watts available. James, are you still with us here?
Hi.
All right, he's back. James was encountering a little bit of technical difficulty here. I'll tell you what here, bud. We got to see a very good race for a very good cause here this evening.
Yeah, it was really amazing to watch everyone come together like this. It really helps restore your faith in humanity. With a lot of things that go on nowadays, it's hard to look at the world, but seeing everyone come together like this for a really important cause, it's a beautiful thing to see.
Well, we got a spectacular race out of it as well. John Beta for getting the win by 0.05 of a second over Chris Kresge. Darren Fahey rounding out the podium. Chris Preston, Ted Burns completing your top 5. Ed Samborski, Jason Owens, Nagisa Yoshikawa, Graham Sanders, and J.W. Miller will finish out your top 10. Carlos Villa, Mike Collar, Stephen Thompson, Rob Hebbriggs, sorry, Rob, and Wes Shire back through the 15th position. Eric Hunter, Jason Padu, Frank Wynn back through 18th. Bo Rigor, Andrew Berry completing the top 20. Andrew going out in that early incident, able to get a couple of laps turned on the racetrack. Everybody else going out very, very early. David Porcelli, Kylo Ciacelli, Everett Paddock, and Kalen Martin. With that, it is time for us to go. Another great night of racing here for the Indy Pro 2000 Championship. Keep your eye out. The High Side Hustle will be available on all your favorite podcasting platforms. We'll say probably by early afternoon tomorrow. Also, coming up on Sunday, the first watch-along of the season for the NTT IndyCar Series. I cannot wait to get the band back together live and on camera. That one is going to be fun. The whole crew of Pizza at the Pagoda. And you can check out the first season preview episode, a 2-hour-long monster of a show. I promise they won't be that long every week. But you can check that out on your favorite podcasting platforms. And then we're already into week 12. I can't believe it's week 12, quite frankly. But we're going to finish up the Silver Crown season at Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Then the Sim Racers Club heading off to the North Wilkesboro Speedway. The Indy Pro 2000 Championship next week at Road Atlanta. And I'm fairly certain that we get a TNT Shock Series race on Tuesday night right back here at the Iowa Speedway. That one is going to be fun as well. 50 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is of racing. Yeah, those races are always fun. But with that, we are getting out of here. Thank you very much, everybody who checked in. Remember to visit ukraine.nationalracingnetwork.com. That will take you directly to the Ukrainian Cultural Center of New England. For James Watson, camera design by Mr. Connor Baldwin, and everybody here at the National Racing Network. Stay safe. We love you all, everybody. We will talk to you soon. Have a good night.